Hi and welcome to my channel. Now this video is about these DONNER speakers, and I've wanted to bring this video to the channel as quickly as possible just to tell you about these speakers. These are the DONNER Hi-Fi 2.0 bookshelf speakers, and the actual number is M20/4. These have got a 1-inch aluminium film tweeter, so let's just take the, well there it is there, no need to take the front off. It's hiding behind a cage like it's going to attack you or something like that. I think I've just done a little quick video of me getting these, a little short. The only reason I put the short up there, YouTube keeps saying put some shorts up, for kept sending me links and all that kind of stuff, so I thought I'd better accommodate them, keep them happy. May push me up a little bit, I thought, you never know that, but you know what I mean, I put it up there. So it's behind this, and someone did say like it's ready to bite you. They've caged it in, it's ready to bite. Someone left a little comment there. So there it is, it's recessed there about 1.5 inches behind this grill. This is plastic here. So it's kind of like a little bit like a horn tweeter in a way, I suppose. They've kind of made it that kind of way. So if we take this cover off, I'll take them both off. These just pin off like that. Little cover, they're quite nice as it happens. But take the other cover off, we're going to have a little look inside and all that kind of stuff in a minute. There's the other cover there. This here is a 4-inch elastic rubber woofer, apparently. Yes, just make sure I got that right. It's on the box, a 4-inch elastic rubber woofer this is. Now these speakers have got sensitivity 86 dB, so you're going to need something reasonable to push them. Now they're only rated at 40 watts. Impedance of 4 ohms as well, so just bear that in mind if you're going to connect it up to your amplifier. Make sure your amplifier can handle 4 ohms. Now most of them can, but you may find 1 or 2 that doesn't. I think, you know, the general range is probably 8 to 16, something like that, but I don't know, you'd probably be alright, but just double check. The frequency crossover, they've written this on the box, is at 3000 hertz. So there's the speakers there. We're going to have a little look inside, and in the video I'm going to show you also, it's, you know, it's got quite a bit of foam around the inside. You know, probably get that. I'll take a couple of pictures just to stick it up on the screen now, because I kind of missed that out of me undoing the speakers from the cabinet. So let's just have a little look at that video, and I'll just show you them couple of pictures as well, as you can see there with the foam inside. Let's have a little look at that video. Okay, just quickly, this is how they come. They come in a nice, quite sturdy cardboard box, quite nice and thick, with a normal kind of foam inlay where the speakers are. I've taken one out already, but they come wrapped as well in some cellophane. They're all sealed like that, so they come quite nicely packed. Quite nice sturdy box, like I say, and solid. You're not going to get damaged. And also you get some instructions there, and also some rubber feet, which are quite nice, these rubber feet. They're nice thick, they're about 1/2 inch thick, maybe, yeah, about 1/2 inch thick. Probably about 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch rubber feet come with them as well. So all in all, first impressions are good. Okay, here's the speaker. I've undone most of the screws, if not all of them. 4 little kind of X kind of screws holding it in place. It's got this plastic ring on the driver itself, so I've undone them. So what we've got to do is just get a screwdriver and ping that up. If I can just get it in there, that will come off. There you go, that's just the outer ring there. Hopefully you can see that little plastic outer ring. Then you've got the main driver. Now I've undone them 4 screws, that will come out. It's just a matter of getting a screwdriver in one of the holes and just pinging it out like so. And if we ping it out like that, something hopefully you're going to notice, if I just get it on camera there like so, that the wires actually going to the speaker have kind of got bits of, it's got a kind of foam on it. The wires have actually got foam on it to stop any sound or disturbance that wire's causing, just to suck in a little bit of the sound for some reason or the other. If we look deeper inside, hopefully there, you may be able to see the crossover. I'll take it out the back in a minute anyway. There's the speaker. I'll take a picture of the markings at the back. But as you can see, it's 4 ohms rated at 20 watts, and it's got a reasonable amount of weight to it, that speaker. It's got, I mean, a fairly reasonable size magnet, fairly reasonable size bit of weight to it as well. So that's the driver. So now we're going to go on to the tweeter. So I've just got one more screw to undo on the tweeter. Get a little screwdriver nut thing in there. That's that screw undone. We'll just have a little look at the tweeter before I take it out. There it is. It's just got, it's in a grill kind of thing. It's behind a cage, you could turn around and say. So if we pull that out, there's the tweeter. Now what I'm going to do is hopefully show you that on camera as well. So if I just pan that back a bit, and that also has got the wire, hopefully you can see there, with the foam around the wire, a little bit of foam around the wire, and that tweeter there, I will take some pictures. I'll just turn that around actually, maybe a bit easier. That tweeter there is actually inside. Hopefully you can get that with the angles. You can probably see it without taking any pictures. It's actually inside kind of like a bar cage, a little plastic bar cage. The tweeter there is probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches recessed inside there. And if we turn around and have a look at that little tweeter, I'm not too sure if it's got any markings on there or not. It's just got E2147 on the tweeter, and that's it. And it's held in, by looks of it, by a few screws there, holds that tweeter in place. So that's the tweeter. In fact, let's just stop the video. I'll get that out and we'll have a little closer look. Okay, so I couldn't actually get that tweeter out. I'd undone them screws. I tried prising the tweeter away from the plastic horn kind of thing. Then I tried to get this tweeter, if we turn it here, the tweeter there, away from this horn bit, because this is like a plastic horn. Could not do that. So anyway, we come back round to the back. A little look at the crossover. 2 resistors here, a coil, big coil here, another little coil there, another little capacitor to the back of that there, and another capacitor here. And as you can see, them wires there have got that foam kind of insulation around them as well. So I think that's pretty much as it is in the photos that they do with the speakers. That crossover pretty much matches up to them. Some binding posts that I've got, you can do spade, you can poke the wire in there as well. It's got a little hole in there for the wire that you can screw up nice and tight, and banana plugs as well. It's got a port at the back there, as you can see, a big porthole, well, big, just a porthole there, and a little clip there where you can hang up the speakers as well, and a little bit of information at the back about the speakers. The cabinets, they're fairly fairly well made, made quite nicely. I'll get it out in a minute. So yeah, not too bad. Not a bad cabinet as it happens. Quite a reasonable build, made out of wood, kind of like what do you call it? A veneered kind of wood in black, as you can see. So there you go. So let's have a little listen to what I thought these speakers sounded like. Right, as you can see by that video, now I just want to tell you some prices here. Now, for what they are, they're quite well made. You're looking at that video, it's got quite a few bits in there on the crossover and etc. You think you're going to get quite a good speaker for your money there. We're off to a flying start, as we would say. Now, these retail roughly £89 to £99 you're going to see them for. Doesn't mean you're going to pay that, that's what you're going to see them for, £89 to £99 here in the UK. On places like Amazon, eBay, all that kind of stuff. But if you take a little bit closer look on eBay and do a little bit of shopping around on eBay, you're going to see a few sellers putting them up there for £49, maybe £45.99, something like that. So they're half price already. They come down from £99 to £45.99 already with some sellers. So a little bit of alarm bell maybe ringing there. I think these are a little bit too cheap. They're getting rid of them, that kind of thing. May ring a few alarm bells with some people, and some people may think, well, I'm getting a really good bargain here. So that's fantastic. I'm saving money already. I want to show you this eBay area who originally was selling, we still is selling for £99. I haven't got his name up there, but this is the kind of listing. And if you actually look, and it's worth looking sometimes on eBay, but when they've got offers, what people have actually offered and what is accepted. And when you look at this eBayer, he's got them up for £99, I think it is. But look at there, he's actually accepting $33.33. So they're a third of the price. Now he's accepting that with free postage. So if them alarm bells are ringing a little bit, they should be ringing a little bit louder now, or you're getting a really good bargain. It's one of the two. Something's maybe not quite right there. So let's get on to how they sound. Okay, so how do they sound? How do these technically get £33.33p speakers? You can technically get them now. If you put a bid in with that eBay, it's probably going to accept it. How do they actually sound? Right, I usually do it in a few different rooms, all that kind of thing, but I've been really restricted here, doing a bit of decorating. I could only listen to them in one room. I will put a sound test up, but it's going to be a bit echoey maybe. Not the right room, but it's going to give you an idea. Talk about that in a minute actually. So yeah, how do they sound? Now, like I say, I've only pulled out 3 amplifiers. That was enough. Sometimes I put out 5 or 6 amplifiers for different speakers and that, but 3 was enough to get the overall sound of these speakers. I didn't have to dig any more out. I'm going to use one of them amplifiers for that little test demo. Okay, so where should we start on this speaker? Let's start off with the bass here. Now, you can put them, it's got a rear port. I put them about 5 or 6 inches from the wall. I moved them forward, moved them back, all that kind of stuff. It's got a reasonable amount of bass. You get it close to the wall, 5 or 6 inches, especially when you get it in a corner and that. There's one other reviewer, someone that's done a review on this, said these had no bass. They've got some bass. It's not too bad at all, the bass. It is there. You can feel the beat of the music, go along with it. It's not a massive bass. It's only a little driver there, but there is some bass there. So don't worry about that. the bass, the bottom end of the bass is very, very one-noted. It's going to get you in the track, the beat of the track, that kind of stuff, but not really any real definition when playing the bass guitar, etc. like that. It's no real definition there, no really changing from note kind of thing. A little bit, but hardly anything really, more of a boom kind of thing sound. Even though they've got a reasonable amount of pad inside, still a little bit on the boomy side. You know, saying that, they've not got a massive bass, but what bass is there's a little bit boomy, a little bit like muffled kind of thing. Not great deal of detail to the bottom end. As you come up mid-bass kind of thing, there's a little bit more detail on that. And when you come up to say mid, you've got the snare and kind of like that. You can hear the snare, it sounds okay, the snare, you know, it's acceptable kind of thing. Going on to the mids, they're okay, the mids, they can get harsh, they are a bit on the harsh side, the mids, but they're okay, we've got to think, you know, I'm going to say these speakers are about £80, something like that you're paying for a new pair of speakers, so the mids are going to be a bit disappointing if you're paying that, but for £30, £40 pair of speakers, the mids are okay, you know what I mean, they're okay, they're not too bad, the mids. The piano and that didn't sound too bad, the trumpet and that was okay, you could tell it was a trumpet playing, that kind of thing, it wasn't too bad. The overall sound, we'll come to the top end right last, but the overall sound stage wasn't too bad. It was a flat stand stage, but it wasn't too bad, the instruments were in the right place kind of thing, you know, when I compare it to other speakers like Diamonds and the Celestians and that, where things should be coming, they were coming from. So, you know, it done that okay. There weren't a great deal of definition to it. It was okay, but it was nothing fantastic or anything like that. You know, any other speaker would probably quite easily outshine them in that department. I mean, the Wolfdales and the Celestians just knocked them for 6 kind of thing. So, but it was okay. You know what I mean? For what you're paying, it was okay. It's acceptable kind of thing, shall I put it that way? The soundstage was quite flat, and no depth to it or anything like that really. In fact, it was a little bit subdued, a little bit in the background kind of thing, a little bit behind the speakers. There was no three-dimensional to it, you know, no airiness, no dimension to it at all. It was really flat. It was okay. No instrument really stood out. You know, you could hear it and everything like that, but it never really stood out. Never had any space around it, anything like that. Going to the top end, and this is where the speaker goes, whoo, here we go. How can I explain this top end? The speaker sounds bland as well, just make sure I've got everything here. It's quite a bland sounding speaker, just make sure I don't miss anything here. This is a very bright pair of speakers, this is bright. It's bright with a harshness, with a mushiness, with a doesn't really matter what I'm playing kind of attitude. I mean, let's give an example, like, you know, if I was to get, say for instance on the drums, on percussion, saying I was just hitting a tambourine with fine brushes, towards the outer rim, this would sound more like that I'm hitting a tambourine in the middle, on the, you know, the middle part of the rim, like a ride cymbal, rather than just a normal cymbal. It's a bit more like a ride cymbal, and I'm hitting with the sticks that are heavier than what they are. There's no fine detail. They're not even one brush hit it at once. You're hitting like a chopstick hit it kind of thing. That kind of thing. I'm exaggerating a bit here, but trying to give you how it sounds. It sounds very like metallic to a certain extent. It's got that kind of like, it's hard to explain this top end. It's bright, but it kind of gets carried in this kind of highish pitch kind of carrier with it. It kind of just stays there. You know, it's just it's unpleasant. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to listen to this too much. Now you could go on your amplifier and turn the treble down, probably 4 dB, 6 dB. But all that is doing is turning that mushiness down. It's not improving it. It's making it less, obviously, but it's still there. So when you're trying to listen out for stuff, it just still sounds mushy and thingy bobby. You know, it's just like the bloke from the drum kit or the percussion's turned up with any old instrument he's made 5 minutes ago. His 3-year-old kid's made it kind of thing. It's made out of bottle tops, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Everything's made out of bottle tops or bits of tin or whatever. It's not very good. Now it gets better on a slow track that's not much happening. It kind of helps it. It kind of gets rid of a little bit of the mushiness. And if you've got a really good amplifier, really good amplifier, now imagine this mushiness is a rating of 10, it's that bad, it's rating 10. With a better amplifier like the Audio Labs are put on it, it reduced that 10 all the way down to 9, so it helps it just a fraction. So what I would say, if you bought these and you didn't have, you know, the amplifier is pretty mediocre, like an average kind of amplifier, maybe £100, £200 one that you buy these days, or you buy a second-hand one, vintage one with 50 quid on the Sansui, for instance, I'm using over the 100 quid, something like that. It's going to sound crap, you know what I mean? It's going to sound crap. If you bought a dear amplifier, it's just going to improve it a tad. Just a tad, hardly anything. Not worth talking about really, but there is a tad difference. There is, I've got to say, there is a slight tad difference. The amplifier just controls it a little bit more, but not enough because it's all over the place still. So these speakers, if you talk to a hi-fi person, this is an hi-fi budget channel, so we're looking, we expect it, everything to be perfect, though I'm overcritical most of the time. And don't forget, this is only my opinion. This is only my opinion. If you was to talk, I think, to an hi-fi person, he would call these trash. I don't think there's any doubt about that. These would be trash. But to me, they're okay for a kid that's about, maybe you've got a young daughter or a young boy is about between 6 and 10, something like that. You've bought him a cheap amplifier, a CD player, something like that, right cheap. He's going to stick it in his bedroom, and he's not going to come running out to you and say, oh Dad, Mum, these speakers ain't got much depth, these ain't got much airiness to it, they ain't got a lot of detail. He's just going to listen to the music, or she's just going to listen to the music and just follow the beat. But as soon as you walk in that bedroom yourself, you're going to think, oh, it's dropping off his tea, it's dropping off his breakfast, let's get out of here, because that's doing my head in, kind of thing. I've got to be honest, they're not that good. If you get them for £33.33 and you want to give them to your kid, they're probably going to be all right, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. But if you're paying any more than that, just go and get yourself a second-hand pair of speakers, honestly. It doesn't matter what condition, what they sound like, they're going to sound better than these. Just go and get yourself a second-hand pair of speakers. I don't know, a pair of little Ditton 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, diamonds, 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds, something like that. They'll sound a million times better than these. Now, they've got a thing at the back where they hang them up, and they kind of, in a few adverts, they kind of call these rear speakers for your hi-fi, for your surround sound. They're rear. Maybe all right. I haven't tried them. Maybe all right. It's got a lot of top end to it. It's going to have a lot of top end. I mean, that top end is so bright. It's just unbelievably bright. I don't think it's helping that this maybe is in here, and this may be causing a few problems. But it's probably just causing a few problems. If you took that out, which I haven't done because I couldn't get the tweeter out, that tweeter is pretty rubbish, I would have said. It's either that or the crossover ain't great, but it looks quite a bit involved, the crossover. So I really suspect that, I could be wrong, but I suspect it's that tweeter. If you got rid of that tweeter and put in another one, help that top end, get that top end crisper, get it, maybe more where it should be. It may not sound so bad, but it's still being let down. It's not got a great deal of detail in the bass and that. It's quite a flat sounding speaker. All in all, it's not that great. It's not that great. So if you're looking at these and you're thinking about getting them and thinking about buying a cheap pair of speakers, be very careful. Look, them adverts look all fantastic. Just be careful when you're getting a cheap pair of speakers. I'm being honest as I can with these speakers. My personal opinion, they're okay for 30 quid for your kids' room. If you're going to use them for Wi-Fi, you've just thrown your money away. You're wasting your time. And as a top expert would probably say these are trash. That's it. I've hoped it's helped you out. All I've got to do now is find a bonfire and get rid of these. Until the next video, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.